Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. There are many exciting vehicles currently in production, so let us check them out. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you all so much for the support, it is truly appreciated. So in the latest monthly report, it brought with it all of the progress that has happened in the months of November and December, which included a section highlighting many of the new vehicles that are currently in production, and many of them are really interesting as well. So let us take a look at exactly what is in production and briefly what they are. Quickly before we do that though, the TOBII Tracker 5 is on sale at 15% off until the 10th of February, and using the link below will not just take you to that deal, it will also directly support my channel with a kickback, and a big thank you to all of you who have done so already. So in the monthly report, it mentions that there are several upcoming vehicles progressing through the white and grey box stages, so white box and grey box, which means they are still very much in production and have a long way to go before they're releasable, especially the bigger ships, but that is a great place for these vehicles to be at by the end of last year, picking up in 2025 to get them through the pipeline and released this year. Now I will be running through the list quickly of what is at this stage, and then we will talk briefly about each one, give a little bit more idea as to what each vehicle is. And so the vehicles that are currently going through white box or grey box, they don't specify which is going through which, but we have the Pioneer, the IronClad, the Anvil Paladin, the Starlancer Tac, the Argo CSV-FM, the RSI Apollo, and the Perseus. Now, let us start with the big boy that is the Consolidated Outland Pioneer. Now, this is the huge base building ship that was originally revealed in 2017 and has since been heavily reconcepted to cater for the latest advancements in what base building will involve. Now, there was quite a decent presentation regarding this ship during CitizenCon, and I am so excited to see how this ship will work with base building, but equally exciting is, where will base building be when this ship is releasable, as they are heavily working on base building right now and planning to release a version of it, whatever version, I'm not sure, within the next 12 to 18 months, as outlined at CitizenCon. Now, this is the ship that will allow players to build pretty much full settlements at scale much quicker than any other ship at this time, and if base building is possible within that 12 to 18 month time frame, with this ship coming along as well, I will be blown away watching the Pioneer build a series of buildings for the first time. It is a great ship that I'm really happy to see getting worked on. I would assume that this is in its white box phase, not grey box, due to the sheer size of this ship. Plus, it did need a pretty decent reconcepting anyway, just to kind of bring it up to the metrics. So I don't think we're going to see this anytime soon, more likely towards the end of the year. Now next up we have another favourite of mine, which is the Drake IronClad. This recently revealed ship, aptly named by the community the Fatapillar or the Iron Chad, is kind of the bigger brother to the Caterpillar. It is a large freighter with a huge interior cargo space, front ramp and open top access with tractor beam style cranes and a large living quarters. Now I am really happy to see this ship coming along, plus I suspect it will help towards gold standardizing the Caterpillar, so really helping to further advance Drake's aesthetic, especially on the larger scale side. But another beast of a ship that might be the first proper decent carrier or vehicle carrier, as its interior with open top access should allow for more smaller craft to land, more so than the Polaris, which is already proving very helpful when transporting multiple vehicles, especially into places like Pyro. So very excited to see the IronClad come along. Again, a big ship, likely just in white boxing, so potentially around the end of the year we'll see this come along as well. Now next we can see the Anvil Paladin has been progressing. This is a mid-sized gunship that features 4 size 5 lasers that are track mounted, meaning it'll have a really good range of visibility. It also has 2 dual remote turrets with size 4 weapons that can be controlled by a crew member and 6 size 4 missile racks. So a pretty formidable sounding gunship. Now this potentially could be in grey box, it could still be white box, we don't know, but with it being a mid-sized ship, depending on their priorities and resources available, we could see this come a little sooner, maybe even around May for the Invictus launch week. Now, sticking with the combat theme, the next ship listed in production is pretty much the death from above gunship. It is the MISC Starlancer Tac. Now, I love the Starlancer series of ships, and seeing the Tac coming along gives me a lot of excitement for its use cases. Seeing this ship circling an enemy outpost, just raining death down upon those below, laying waste to an outpost before the ground troops or the ground force can kind of move in and clean up. That is going to be so exciting to witness, especially with sunsets, clouds, and soon weather as well. In the pyro system, it would look phenomenal. But a great addition to the Starlancer lineup, although I would certainly prefer to see the build or the BLD come along first, but with the Pioneer already in the works, that base building hunger is satiated. Now, I am an owner of a Starlancer Max, and I truly love this style of vehicle, especially its interior, and I feel like the Tac will go down just as well. Now, moving to a smaller ground vehicle, but still talking of base building, with the Pioneer being the largest known base building vehicle, we will need smaller options for those of us with less deep pockets like myself. Now, I'm sure the hover trolley or the construction grav cart will be ready by the time base building makes its first appearance. Also in the works is the Argo CSV-FM, or Cargo Service Vehicle Fabrication model. So similar to the supply model, but instead of having a rear flatbed, it swaps it out for a fabricator. Now, this adorable vehicle from Argo can house 2 medium construction drones, as well as 4 standard cargo units of internal storage for construction materials, and will be used to build up to 2 medium buildings at a time. So it's got 2 medium drones, it can build 2 at the same time, which is a pretty decent level of construction considering its size. Of course, you will need another vehicle to transport it to your building location of choice, but I'm sure there will be plenty of us out there who will be happy to help those move these things around. So it looks like when base building starts to make its way out, we will see the construction grav cart that will allow players to basically survey and claim land wherever necessary, fitting it into pretty much any ship, building a small single structure at a time. The CSV-FM ground vehicle can then allow players to build up to 2 medium-sized structures at a time, and then with the Pioneer, I actually can't remember how many drones. Is it like 4 or 8 drones of a large or extra large size? I cannot remember, but it will construct many more on a much bigger scale. So quite happy with that lineup while base building starts to roll its way out. Now, we also saw that the RSI Apollo is still moving through production, which is a medium medical ship capable of caring for multiple patients at a single time. And with the Apollo in production, I really hope we also see more advancements in the medical profession, getting things a bit more hands-on, a bit more visceral, but I'm not sure whether that'll happen yet. For some reason, I recall them talking about needing a much more advanced medical system for Squadron, but I could have dreamt that. So do let me know if I didn't dream that or if I did. But either way, the Apollo will be a great addition, especially for supporting a larger group of players who may be needing more higher tier injury assistance. Plus, with it being somewhat modular, so allowing you to pick and choose what bed tier configuration you want, with modularity now possible, we could see this ship come along with its full option of swappable beds. Plus, if drones are in the works for base building, the medical rescue version for drones could also be in the works. Now finally, we have the RSI Perseus. Now, as we know, this was the next ship in line to come along since the Polaris was released, and this is a large gunship or patrol ship with 2 manned turrets holding 2 size 7 cannons, 2 remote turrets holding 2 size 3 Gatling guns, and 2 size 5 torpedo launchers, if I got that right. So quite a formidable ship, and alongside or against the Polaris, we are probably going to see some pretty epic battles going on when the ship finally makes it into the game. Again, with it being a bigger ship, chances are this is more white box than grey box, but who knows. Now, that is all of the known ships and vehicles that they have chosen to tell us about. There are likely many unannounced vehicles, as mentioned in the monthly report, in the works, including, as we know, the MISC Fortune and the Mark II Hornets that we will be seeing very soon. I don't want to speak too much about these because they haven't officially released or announced them so much, but personally for the Fortune, I would have much preferred to see a medium salvager that didn't look like the Prospector. but that is just a personal preference. I'm sure the gameplay for a small multi-crew salvager will be great fun, but I would personally love to see a salvager from Argo. They would just really hit the mark. But there are many great vehicles in the works right now, and I cannot wait to see these release this year alongside their associated gameplay as well, especially base building. But as mentioned, there's a lot that they haven't told us about that they will be revealing throughout the year, and if we are going to see more playability, more stability, and more quality of life for the persistent universe, then working together in these types of ships are just going to be so fun. But with that said, that is the latest updates on all of the new ships and vehicles in production right now, that we know of anyway. I will be getting on with breaking down this latest monthly report. There has been some really exciting progress made in November and December, so if you're interested in seeing that, or you just appreciate my videos, please do consider subscribing and helping the channel to grow. I will be streaming on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday this next week, between 2 and 6 PM GMT. You are all more than welcome, whether you are a new backer or a veteran backer. If you just want to hang out and chat about all things Star Citizen, watch me flying through Pyro, taking on the murder hobos, or maybe salvaging, I don't know yet, be sure to follow the link below, or just watch me here on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind, it does the channel a big favour. Tick that notification bell if you would like to be notified when my videos go live. A huge thank you again to my patrons and channel members. Cannot do this without you guys, so thank you for the support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.